Hello guys and welcome to Engineering Rebel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about turbochargers. This video, just like my last about engines, will be broken up into three parts. The benefits and disadvantages of having a turbo, the parts of a turbo, and how a turbo works. So, let's get started. So three benefits of having a turbocharger are that you have increased fuel efficiency, you have more power, and your engine will perform much better in higher altitudes because the turbo puts more air into your engine, therefore creating better combustion. Now, the disadvantages of having a turbocharger are turbo lag. So when you put your foot on the accelerator, there might be a second or two delay before the turbo spools up, giving you that surge of acceleration. So that's a problem about having a turbo, is that your throttle response might not be as linear, and that there will be a lag and an unexpectancy in the power. Modern cars with their computers and with the launch control of spooling up the turbo or sport mode have improved this, but still this is something that is very common with turbos. The next one is engine damage. Now, turbos, because they suck in air and jam it into your combustion chamber, your head gasket is going to fail much quicker because the turbo is jamming all that air into your engine. The head gasket, which is the part that seals the block, and the head, that piece will have a lot of strain on it. The turbo puts a lot of strain on it due to jamming all that air into your engine. So when your head gasket fails, it could cost thousands and thousands of dollars to fix it and replace it, and at that point the car would get junked. So that's one thing to keep in mind. When you install a turbo on your car, the engine is going to wear out, and not just the head gasket, other components. It's putting stress on your engine's components. That could be crankshaft, connecting rods. Your engine in general will just wear out much more quickly. And the third one is just heat, is that because the turbo uses your exhaust gases to spin its turbine and push all the air into your intake, there is a lot of excessive heat, and some people have put heat shielding, but turbos in general create a lot of excessive heat, and that could cause some problems again along the line. So these are the basic parts to a turbocharger. I don't want to get too technical. I want to keep it very basic. So these two are housings, and this happens to be the compressor housing that blows in the cold air, and this happens to be the turbine housing. So this part will be hooked up to your exhaust manifold, and this part will be hooked up to your intake manifold. So when the exhausts come out of your exhaust manifold, it'll spin this turbine, and the excess gases will come out of here. But it'll spin this turbine, and then it will come to here, and this compressor will blow in this colder air into your intake manifold, giving you better combustion. This is also another place where the air can come in, so it's like a secondary intake. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I'm going to explain how turbo works and the flow of air. So I'm going to start from this side, and this part is where it'll be hooked up to your exhaust manifold, and this part would be your exhaust manifold. So as your piston comes back up for the very last stroke, the exhaust stroke, it pushes out the exhaust fumes, which goes through the exhaust manifold, and it goes in this turbine housing, and it spins this turbine. So as the exhaust comes through here, it would spin this turbine. The gases would spin this turbine. Excess gases would come out of here. It would spin this turbine, which would cause the air to spin this compressor, and this compressor would soon let air through here, going from here into an intercooler. So an intercooler would cool the air and compress the air, and as well as remove any other gases that might have come from your exhaust manifold. So then it goes into your intake manifold, and that air that goes into your intake manifold will give you a much better combustion. So when the piston goes down for its intake stroke, it'll have much more air. So when it compresses it, there'll be much more air, so better combustion and more power. And this cycle will continue on and on and on, and it'll recirculate multiple times until the engine gets turned off. Well, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys might have learned something from this video. Otherwise, more videos like this will come in the future, so please stay in tuned. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys in the next one.